Hey there, YouTube, it's Brand Freeze Laser, and right now I'm going to talk about, this is going to be somewhat of a rant. I'm going to talk about an issue with particular Yu-Gi-Oh cards that bugs me, and I feel at this point in the game, things like this should not happen. And I know that there are worse scenarios than this, but I think these are kind of playable still, so I mean, like, some people play them still. And I think these are problems that should be solved with either text erratas or something. So, okay, Starlight Road and Stardust Dragon we'll use Stardust Dragon as the example right now. When a spell, trap, effect, or monster effect activates or is activated that destroys a card or cards on the field, you contribute this card. Negate the activation and destroy it. During the end phase, if this card negated an effect this way, it can special summon itself. And Starlight Road is very similar. It says activate only when an effect is activated that would destroy 2 or more cards you control. Negate the effect and destroy that card. Then you can special summon one Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. Okay, the issue that I have with these cards is they cannot stop everything. Now, that's not like, I'm not like, oh, wah, I want it to be able to stop whatever I want. That's not the issue I mean. I mean, what I'm saying is they cannot stop cards like Snipe Hunter or Saber Slash. And the reason is because I guess for whatever reason the card doesn't know for sure that an X amount of cards are going to be destroyed, or if anything will be destroyed at all. So I guess the solution I'm kind of proposing is that the effect is changed from when a spell or trap card or monster effect that is activated that destroys a card or cards on the field, you can destroy whatever. I think this should be clarified into instead saying when a card would be destroyed, you can negate the destruction of the monster and whatever. Because like that's a little more clear. That makes it more kind of like what it's actually doing instead of just stopping the negation and negating the effect. I mean, instead of negating the effect, it would negate the destruction, which is essentially what you're trying to stop anyway. You don't really care about the activation. Nobody plays a whole lot of cards that like need things to activate. Maybe back in the Magician's Force days or whatever. But I mean, there aren't a lot of cards that say when a card is activated, put a counter on this, or when a card is activated, this card gets its effect, or whatever. So I don't know why they would even bother with that particular part. Instead, just put when an effect that activates, or when a card on your side of the field would be destroyed by a spell, trap, or monster effect, it is not, and negate the source of the effect or whatever instead of whatever, because then things like this happen. Okay, Snipe Hunter versus Stardust Dragon. Basically what happens is because you're rolling a dice, it adds a new dynamic to the effect. And basically, Snipe Hunter can only, not Snipe Hunter, Stardust Dragon can only stop effects that are certain. And what I mean by this is it has to definitely destroy. So if your opponent activates Mystical, that destroys every time. Heavy Storm, that destroys every time. Dark Hole, whatever, something like that. Snipe Hunter does not definitely destroy every time. There is a potential for him to not destroy something twice, essentially, if you roll a 1 or if you roll a 6. So if you roll a 1 or a 6, there's a possibility that he won't destroy anything, that he'll just miss his timing or whatever. Not miss his timing, but his effect will fizzle. You just won't destroy anything. Therefore, Stardust can't negate him. But if he is successful in rolling a 2, 3, 4, or 5, then Stardust still cannot destroy him or negate his effect because it was still uncertain as to whether or not he was going to be able to destroy until a resolution of effect or whatever. And I think that's ridiculous. I think that he does destroy still, so upon resolution it should be a thing that he can stop. The destruction of the monster, the destruction of the back row card, whatever. And Saber Slash. Saber Slash is the same way, but it's a little different. It says destroy a number of face-up cards on the field equal to the number of face-up attack position X Saber monsters you control. Okay, so the argument with this is that how do you know your opponent was going to pick all your stuff? Basically, why would they pick not my stuff? The only time it would ever be beneficial for them not to pick my stuff would be as if they have a card trooper sitting on board that they want to get a draw off of, or a Sangan, or something like that. And then even then, like, they would have to have had one, boss monster or something on the board, needed to clear your side of the field, and then, or maybe they had two X-Sabers, they have two X-Sabers on the board, and they need to clear one thing out of your side of the field, and they didn't want to destroy multiple things because you may have had a Starlight Road or whatever, so, they picked Sangan also. But I mean, like, Stardust can't stop this, Starlight Road can't stop this, because there's no guarantee that your opponent was going to pick all your stuff, which is ridiculous. Stardust Dragon cannot stop Saber Slash, and Starlight Road cannot stop Saber Slash because it is not certain that your opponent will pick all your stuff, which I think is like a cop-out. It's like, dude, I wasn't going to pick all your stuff. I was going to pick, all of my stuff because I'm an idiot. No, come on. You know what I mean? Like, things like that need to stop. So they either need to start making card effects that say, when a card activates that, not a card activates, when a card on the field would be destroyed, you can negate the destruction and the effect of the card that would have destroyed it, or something like that. And then, if Stardust Dragon stops this, you can reborn him with his own effect. Or if Starlight Road stops this, then you can bring out Stardust Dragon. So it's just like, because this is getting ridiculous to where, what's the point of even having these monsters if effects are just gonna, oh, I wasn't gonna choose your stuff, there's no guarantee type of thing. So basically, that was the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to see when I put new videos, and in the comment section below, do you think that basically this is right, or that the effects are fine the way that they are? And thanks for watching.